Ian Cashen, Executive Director of Building Safety and Security, and I studied civil engineering at University of Wollongong. So I was doing some work for the Sydney Opera House, and my predecessor in this role, when he retired, Opera House sort of encouraged me to apply for the current role. At first it was quite daunting, and most people's reaction when you tell them what your job is it's really iconic. And they say, wow, that's a big job. I guess you learn to, you have a great team, and we have a great team here at the Opera House, and you learn to trust your team, and you have to lean on your team to make sure they're sort of looking after it, so it's not just on your shoulders. But the way it was explained to me recently was, you're the chief engineer of the Opera House. So everything to do with the building sort of sits with me. And I guess also safety and security, so the operational side of things as well, making sure people stay safe, and looking after the security team that look after the building. Look, I think it is such a unique building. It is such a challenging building from a, it's geometrically very complex. It's really impressive, and from an engineering point of view, what they managed to do in this building, particularly back in the 60s and 70s, was absolutely amazing. Hadn't been done in the world, a lot of what they achieved here. So that makes it a really interesting place to work. It's also a really busy place. It's a 24/7 operation. We're putting on shows every day of every year, except for 2 days, Good Friday and Christmas Day. The only days that the Opera House is closed. So again, it makes it a really interesting building to work in. I think when I first started, and not many people get to do this, but I asked for to be able to climb up on top of the sails. So I did that, I think, in my second week here. That was, I thought that was pretty cool, and again, not many people get to do that. So the Opera House inspires people, and people want to come and do research and investigation here because it is such a draw card. Because it is the Opera House, and because people do care about it so deeply, people are very passionate. So you have to really focus on your stakeholder engagement and keeping people informed and consulted about what's going on. It really has taught me, getting beyond the engineering side of things, about how you actually manage a really diverse group of stakeholders. So the Opera House itself is a precinct. It's like a little bit of a city within a city. So we have our own security team, we have our own safety teams, we have food and beverage operations, we have retail operations, we run tours. We have performing arts, of course, that's what we are. We're a performing arts venue, so we have a broad range of performing arts that we do here. It's not just opera, it's all sorts of performing arts, including contemporary music, symphony, you name it. And then of course we have a lot of, I guess, external stakeholders, a lot of the resident companies who come and perform here, the people who come to visit, the tourists. And the Opera House is, it sort of it does belong to everyone, it's Australia's opera house, so really our stakeholders are as broad as being the entire community. Engineers understand systems really well, and I think you need to understand that you are part of a system. So if you are an engineer, encourage people not just to think about what they're doing and what their own role is, but how they fit in the broader scheme of things and how they support, a business, or how they support an operation themselves.